Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Mr. Cobalt and today I'm going to be going over chemical reactions as well as chemical equations. So what is a chemical reaction? A chemical reaction is where you have one or two compounds that are reacting with each other in such a way that you form new compounds. So things get changed around. So the way this is expressed is by a chemical equation. And you can think of the chemical equation as sort of kind of the same thing as an algebraic equation. So whatever is on the left side of the equation should equal what is on the right side of the equation in terms of the number of particles that are on both sides. And what I mean by particles, I mean atoms. So the number of atoms should be the same on both sides. And we talked about this with regard to the law of conservation of mass. So because the law of conservation of mass holds, then the atomic theory again explains that by the fact that in a chemical reaction, nothing is lost, nothing is gained. The only thing that happens is that the atoms themselves are rearranged, so the bonding is changed. So the way we express this is in the terms of a chemical equation. So you'll have some substance A, right? We'll say AB is our one substance, plus something like CD is our other substance. And so what's going to happen in this reaction is here's our reactants. We have two reactants, and maybe they will switch places, right? So instead of A and B going together, A will go with D. So you got A and D together now, and then C and B are going to go together. So that'll form a new product, CB. Okay, and then, so the way we write our chemical reaction is the things or the compounds that are on the left side of the arrow or on the side of the arrow that is being, where the arrow is pointing away from, that's going to be your reactants, and that's usually on the left side of the arrow. So on this side of the arrow are your reactants. And then in the direction that the arrow is pointing towards your products, which is usually on the right side. So here would be your products. So reactants, arrow pointing towards products. And then in addition to this, we also have certain coefficients, kind of like, again, your algebraic equation has coefficients as well. So maybe if I have a coefficient here, that means I have two A's. So I have two AB's, which means I have two A's and two B's. So in order to balance that, I would have to have two A's here, right? And then I would need two B's here, right? And so on and so forth. Let's say this is like, if we make this a 2, and we make this a 2 here. So this is kind of like our formulas. So if we have two A's, we have two A's, four B's on this side. So we would need four B's on this side. And then here we have two C's. So we would need four C's on this side, and we have two D's. So this would be our balanced equation, and you'll notice we have a coefficient here, here, and here, and we have a coefficient 4. So if we write this in our lowest whole number ratio, then this would be 1, 1, and 4, or 1, 1, and 2, right? So we would have AB plus CD, or C squared, AB2 C2D plus goes to AD plus 2CB. And so this would be our balanced equation for the reaction. So we have a coefficient there. We don't write down the coefficients of 1, and we don't write down subscripts 1 either, right? The last thing that we have in our balanced equation is that we have states of matter. So if it's a liquid, solid, gas, or aqueous, then we need to indicate that in our equation. Now, aqueous means that it's dissolved in water. So if it's a solid, so let's say this is a solid, that's going to be an S. So we put an S for solid. If it's a liquid, then we're going to put an L for liquid. If it's aqueous, meaning dissolved in water, then we'll put aqueous. And of course, if it's a gas, we'll put G for gas. And so this is how we represent our chemical reaction. And so this is a balanced chemical equation. And so that's what we're going to be using when we're talking about chemical reactions. We're going to express them in the form of an equation. Okay. And then in the next couple of videos, we'll talk about how to balance your chemical equations. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks for joining me. If you like this video, like the video, share the video with your friends, subscribe to my channel, make a comment in the comment section so that way you tell me what you think and what other questions you might have. And also hit the notification bell so you get notified of any new videos that are put out. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.